A journey through the darkness, through the deepest and the hardest. I wear the scars like tattoos, every single break and bruise, so I know what the cost is. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to bleed. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me. You're walking it like you're Goliath.
G'day and welcome to another episode of WASOLO. Now in the last episode I showed you the closest beach south of Perth that you can legally four-wheel drive on. So it's only fitting that I show you the closest beach north of Perth that you can legally drive on, and that is Wilbinga Beach. And it's a bit of a trek to get in there, not as easy as the Tim's Thicket Beach. There's a fair old limestone road and a few tracks to get down there, and we'll see about going on the beach when we get down there. I'll fill you in on that closer to the beach. But I am currently at Wilbinga Road air down area. Now to get in here, the entrance is off of Indian Ocean Drive. It's quite clearly labelled Wilbinga Road, and there is even a sign 700 metres south of Wilbinga Road where the old entry used to be. Now there used to be an old entry which is basically just behind me here. Just up there used to be where you could enter Wilbinga. I'll just get out of the sunlight. But that entry is right on a hill, so they blocked it off a fair while ago, put a sign there saying Wilbinga Road 700 metres up the road, and that is it behind me over there. So quite easy to find. This is a gazetted road until you get down to the tracks. So there's an air down area in here. There's a pile of rubbish behind me over there. That is from the cleanup. The Wilbinga Shacks crew have an annual cleanup here every year, and there's a couple of years worth of rubbish there, I can tell, because that car body that's the one that we pulled out with West Coast 4x4 recovery a couple of years ago, so it's still there. So there is a bit of an information hut that I'm standing in here, so that's how you'll recognise the air down area, and behind me there is Wilbinga Road. So I'm just here and I'm going to air down. I'm going to air down to about 18. Now air down here because this road it's corrugated, it's not a pleasant drive in, so air down here. I'm going to air down to about 18, and if I decide to go onto the beach I might drop my air pressures a little bit more once I get down onto the beach. So yeah, I'll drop them down now and we'll get underway.
We don't need stars just to know where you're. We can let the world just tell us, line ourselves up and we're out of luck. All of my love in me was an illusion, till you made my world a new start. Turn me around when I had enough. And I know now that I'm not safe now without you, without you. We can be the stars of my show, we can be the ones on the road, put our names up, watch them fall, fall. Not above match, watch it blow. Take my hand through it all. Together we can face fire and smoke, fire and smoke. Now that I found you,
So when you get to the end of the limestone, which is the end of Wilbinga Road, you come to this area here, a big limestone patch. There is a track there, don't take that. There is a track there you can take, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but that is the actual track you want right there that takes you straight to the beach. Now there are a pile of tracks in here. As long as you keep pointing west, you will be okay. Now I'll tell you about that track in a sec. I'm just going to jump back in the car because it is a tad windy and I'm not quite sure how the audio is going. And excuse the sunglasses while I'm outside because it is pretty bright. Now, what I didn't tell you in the beginning, in the intro, is there's a lot of controversy about this area. It is a conservation park. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. I will check the sign when I get back out, or I'll completely forget about it, but I'm pretty sure it's a conservation park. Where I sit now, a couple of kilometres to the left, is the boundary of the Gin Gin Shire. Now, Wilbinga Conservation Park resides within the Gin Gin Shire, and as long as you are within the Gin Gin Shire, Shire of Gin Gin I should say, you are perfectly legal to four-wheel drive here. You're not permitted to camp down here. People do, and it seems to be tolerated, but if people keep doing what they're doing, eventually they'll shut it down or they'll put campgrounds in here and make it designated parks and wildlife camping. It's not managed by the Shire, it's managed by the DBCA. Now the track that I said to my left, you can take that, but about a kilometre or two down the track is the border of the Shire of Gin Gin and a fence line. Once you cross that fence line, you're in private property. Now some people do enter through the subdivision or the area called Two Rocks, which is within the city of Wanneroo, different shire. Now that is private property, so if you enter through there you run the risk of a fine for trespassing. Also, you are not permitted to drive on the beach or within 200 metres of the beach within the city of Wanneroo, and if you head to the beach through Two Rocks and there is a ranger down there, you could be hit with a $500 fine for breaking those rules. So those are the rules with this area. A lot of people call this Two Rocks, but it's not, it's Wilbinga. You can enter through here. This is your first legal entrance, Wilbinga Road, and there's another one about 8 kilometres up the road called Wilbinga Grove, and that is the northern boundary. There is a fence line to the north of that track, or on the northern side of that track, and that is all private property too, and down towards the beach is all private property as well. So anywhere within this area you are perfectly legal to four-wheel drive. If you go down here, head north, you can come out at Wilbinga Grove. That is a completely different video all on its own, which I may do another time in conjunction with a different set of videos that I'm going to do. But for now, we're going to head down that track right there and head towards the beach. So, once you get to the end of that track there, you come to this T intersection. There's an offshoot there, there's an offshoot down there. The ocean is over the other side of those hills. Now if you go north from here, you will end up at Wilbinga Grove. Plenty of tracks to play with through there, all sorts of tracks from this kind of easy to wombat holes, tight, difficult stuff, and in the sand bowls themselves. That one up there, you've got about 2 kilometres before you head into the Shire, the city of Wanneroo, and private property. Now there is a big sand bowl, the main sand bowl, flat rocks, over that way, which you can get to there, which is within Wilbinga itself. That is quite a popular spot, a good fishing spot. Nice spot to get on the beach when the beach is, should we say, willing for now. Now, I am out here on a Friday. I have not seen another soul as of yet. A few tyre tracks going through, but I haven't seen anybody as of yet. Now, this place does see its fair share of weekend traffic. Anytime after 11 o'clock on a Saturday or a Sunday, you will see a fair few people out here, and it does get its fair share of, shall we call them, the 1%ers. I should stop spinning around because I'm probably making you dizzy. It annoys me when I watch YouTubers do that, so I do it myself. Need to stop doing it. It does see its fair share of 1%ers, people that don't do the right thing. It also sees a lot of rubbish left lying around. Now, I was going to make it a challenge that every time I stop to place a camera or film something like this, if I saw rubbish, I'm going to pick it up, which I will. But so far I haven't seen any, which tells me either the Wilbinga cleanup wasn't that long ago, or people are actually learning to look after this joint, because if they don't look after it, they will eventually shut it down. But yeah, we might as well enjoy it for what it is. I'm going to go that way and take another entrance to the beach. Most people will go that way and go to the main bowl. We will end up in the main bowl eventually, but yeah, for now I'm going to go that way. All right. Okay, so this is the spot I was looking for to get down onto the beach. I'll spin you around. Looks quite tame, the way I came in up through there. Now, I can tell you right in this very spot here, I attended a rollover. A 79 series gentleman, his wife and a couple of dogs, came down here to do a bit of fishing, got this far, decided he didn't want to try the beach, started to reverse up, and he hit that embankment there and toppled it over onto its side. Nobody was injured, the dogs were fine, car was a write-off. We came in with the tilt tray and we got it out. But looks can be deceiving. It looks harmless, but if you haven't got your wits about you and aware of your surroundings, you can end up in trouble. Now, I'm just going to come down here and have a look at the beach, and when I get down here I'll see whether it's worthwhile trundling down. The entrance seems alright at the moment. I'm just walking along with my feet. That sounds a bit weird. What else would I be walking with? Boom. What I meant to say is testing it with my feet to see how soft it is. Now, it doesn't feel too bad. I can see obvious wheel tracks going along the high side. Tide is out. I did forget to check the tide this morning. Naughty me. Should always check the tides, but I can see that the tide is out at the moment, and I would guess it's probably on its way in, around about its lowest point now, judging by the rocks. But I think that will be fine, this beach. So not sure whether to air down a little bit more. I might drop a couple more PSI out of the tyres just to make sure. Now, the reason I went down to 18 is because of those limestone rocks you saw earlier. Coming over the limestone rocks with a little bit more air in your tyres protects your tyres a bit more. You've always got the option of dropping a little bit more air out of if you want to get down on the beach. Now, Wilbinga Beach is renowned for quite a few rescues. Sean spends a lot of his time down here rescuing people with the patrol, the tilt tray and the Unimog, and Pretty sure he's been stuck down here yourself, haven't you, Sean? Alright, so I just called Sean up to see where he was, and even though he said he wasn't going to go on the beach, he's on the beach. He's a bit stuck on the beach, so there you go. Happens to the best of us sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to drop that extra little bit out just to make sure. So I'm going to do that, then I'll go for a drive along the beach. Now trust me, that 3 psi is the difference between you getting stuck down there on an incoming tide and losing your vehicle and driving straight through.
Destroying anything with just one touch. We can never say that we have enough. Do you see now where we can be right now? Together, together. We can be the stars of our show. We can be the ones on the road. Put our names up, watch them fall, fall. Light up a match, watch them blow. Take my hand through it all. Together we can face fire and smoke,
Alrighty, so as you can see, I have managed to crash my drone into the sand dune. I've got the playback. So there it is there. I'm getting a bit sideways there, and that's because I'm concentrating on driving and I've crashed the drone, and there it is. So now I need to go find it. I believe it could be right behind me. So we shall climb up there and have a look. Alrighty, I think I found it. Hopefully it still flies. Oh. Oh. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look damaged. I guess we'll check it out. That is the first time I've ever crashed my drone, and yeah, really got myself into trouble with it. So lesson learned, shouldn't really fly a drone while driving on the beach. Anyhow, let's see if it still works. Alright, just had a couple of young fellas come through here, and he nearly lost it and went up, right up the embankment up there, and his wheels pointing towards the hills all the way through there, nearly put his car on his lid. So I ran up to him and tried to help him out, and all I got was, I know what I'm doing, bro, I know what I'm doing, bro, and the car reeked of pipe. So I'm sure you know what you're doing, mate, but you're off your face. And to prove his point, he decided to come back past me 3 times and absolutely chew the crap out of the track. And this is what I mean when I say this place sees its fair share of 1%ers. There goes 2 of them now. So unbelievable. Trying to help him out, the crack the shits. He goes, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, if you knew what you're doing, mate, you wouldn't nearly end up on your lid. So never mind, off you go. Sorry, just trying to help. And off they went, and then they came back, and then went back again, and then went back again, and then went back again, and ripped the absolute shit out of the beach. So, I am on flat rocks. It's called flat rocks, obviously, because the rocks are flat. Very popular fishing spot. Those guys were down here fishing and getting high. So, I'm going to stay down here for a little bit, and there's another beach exit just up there. And I am going to take that one. Now, you can drive this beach until you get to the border of the city of Wanneroo, and then you're on your own. If you get caught, you're up for a $500 fine. People do. DERS, or DERS, whatever it's called. I think it's called DERS, spelt Dewars. Surf beach is up there. People have been surfing there for years, driving up through the tracks and parking in the hills just before for donkey's years. But there are signs up saying it's closed. People still do it. People still drive along the beach, and it sees its fair share of action on the weekends, just like those fellas. But anywho, I am going to maybe traverse these rocks a little bit so I don't get stuck in his tracks, and I'll get off the beach just up there a bit. All right, cheers. Oh, and update on the drone, it's knackered. It flies, the gimbal says it's stuck, it's probably got sand in it, probably didn't appreciate it ramming headfirst into a sand dune. So drone is now no longer, well, it's still a drone, it just doesn't film. So I can fly it, I just can't film with it. So, oh well, never mind. I am due for a new one anyway, so do me a favour, go onto your laptop, find the join button, hit the join membership, and you'll help me buy that new drone, and you'll get to see all these episodes before they even come out. 2 to 3 months in advance my content is loaded up, so you get to see it first. Please help me buy another drone or go to the website and buy some merch. Do something. All right, nah, I'll get one eventually. All right, yeah, I'm going to traverse these rocks and head on out of here. So it's quite obvious the spots that are popular seem to hold the most rubbish. Now I've just set the camera up for that beach exit shot, and this is the rubbish that's at the entrance. Or should I say exit? Look at it. So, time to go into clean up mode. And I've had to put my thongs on because there's a lot of broken glass around here. You just don't trust what's buried in the sand. Yeah. There we go. Looks a little bit better. Alright, so this is that bowl I was telling you about. This is one of the main bowls. I'll pan the camera around so you can see ocean just there. Track there takes you south. Bit of a couple of horseshoes up there. That track up there is a bit hectic. I don't think I've ever made it up it. Little horseshoe there. That's the track out. That's a track that leads to what used to be a big drop off on the other side, and this one on this side is what we used to call Big Bertha. It is a humongous hill, probably the biggest hill climb in Wilbinga. Gets attacked every weekend, and if you don't do it first thing Saturday morning, it's full of holes. So your run up starts down there and goes all the way up over the other side and out. So that is the main bowl. Yeah, beach is beautiful. It's still an easterly. Beach is really nice sitting down there on the rocks. Do a bit of fishing, ideal for fishing this morning. As I said, it is a Friday, and those people that I came across are the only people I have seen so far today. But that's the beauty of coming out on a Friday. Monday to Friday, you can pretty much have this place to yourself. Saturday and Sunday, it's a free-for-all. But if you're going to come out, my advice would be get out early and then go and have lunch at a pub somewhere. Alright, I can spot a little bit more rubbish floating around here, so I'm going to pick that up and then I'm going to head on out of here. Believe it or not, this is the one that goes nowhere. I've got to turn around. And here I am back at the same T intersection when I exited the track at the end of Wilbinga Road. So that's where I've come back out. I went that way. I've done a complete loop down under the beach and ended up coming back out that way. So there you go. That is Wilbinga if you just want to go to the beach, closest beach north of Perth that you can legally drive on the beach. Alright, I'm going to head on out of here. There's an interesting hill to get out of here. I'll show you that, and then we'll cruise on back to the air up area. Where I started at the little hut. Now I was right. It is a conservation park, so Wilbinga Conservation Park, and this is what I was saying is that's the south side of Flat Rock, so that's the beach I went down on. That is private property. Do not enter. That is private property to the north side. That is the Wilbinga Grove track that takes you back out to the parking bay on Wilbinga Grove. That is private property. That is Crown land. That is proposed conservation park, and this is Wilbinga Conservation Park here. So there you go, little lesson in Wilbinga. Now one thing it doesn't say here is, doesn't say no camping, but you are not allowed to camp here, and you are certainly not allowed to have a campfire here at any time of the year. But people do. And we'll leave that at that. Alright guys, that is it for this episode. Hope you have enjoyed it. I just want to shout out to Perth Dry Ice Cleaning. Since I've had the IGL Aegis coating and the cleaning done underneath it, the cleaning of the underneath of my vehicle is so much easier. I have done a few trips down the beach now since I've had it done, and when I get home, let the car cool down, have a look underneath. I can see the salt and the sand underneath. Basically hit it with a garden hose and it all just falls off and looks like new again, which is exactly what I will do when I get home from here. So there you go. It's really worth the money, and I no longer have to worry about corrosion underneath my car. So, awesome. Thanks Chad, you did an awesome job. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
But do you really wanna try it? They tell me that you're 10 feet tall. They tell me you can never fall, but I don't really buy